Okay. Just a minute. Okay. All right, recording. All right, Nigar, Leila, Elmira, one more time. Hi to everybody. Girls, I hope you are doing well. Let's continue, okay? So we have only 2 weeks left, not including today. All right, let's practice as many questions as possible. And after that, I think your exam is on April 20 or 21. All right, after that, you are going to have a long holiday. Okay. So last time we started this paper, if you remember, that is P6, okay, Mathematical Olympiad 2015. And after we finish this, we will start 2016 papers. And hopefully next year, next week, we will finish 2016. And the last week, we will practice 2017 papers, okay? So before we start again, okay, let me just give you some time. Think, at least just tell me the idea how we can solve this problem, because the most important thing in solving math problem is having an idea, right? If you have some idea, then you can try to solve the question. If you have no idea, if you don't know how to start, right? And that is the big problem. So what we are doing here is just actually learning different methods of solving problems. That is another question. Let's start. Nigar, let's start with you. Nigar, after that, Leila, after that, Elmira, in this order. Let's read first, understand the question, then you start solving the question, okay?
Okay, so Daniel wants to cut rectangular cards of length 3 centimeters by 2 centimeters from a rectangular sheet 50 centimeters by 19 centimeters. Find the biggest number of cards that can be cut from the sheet.
Okay, just a minute. While you're okay, everything's all right. Okay, before we start this, Nigar, here is saying that you are given a big rectangular sheet of something. Okay, let's say it's a card. So you are going to cut out what is the small rectangular cards of 3 centimeters by 2 centimeters. When I ask this question to some other groups, immediately they just find the area and divide by the area of the small card. But that is not the right method to solve this question. Okay, because one simple one simple example for this, why it doesn't work, we are going to cut these cards, right? 3 by 2. And how about if I ask you, for example, we have a long piece of paper, for example, let me just for example, I'm going to use this one. Okay. So how about, for example, if you have like long one, all right, and here this one is length is, let's say the length is, let's say it is 1 centimeter, and length, let's say it is 30 centimeters, right? And what is the area? The area of this one is 30 by 1, that's equal to 30. The area of this rectangle is 3 by 2, it is 6. So if you just divide this area by 6, actually you will get, what is it, 5. Okay, and if you say that, okay, Mr. Kasa, I can cut out 5 such rectangular cards of length 3 centimeters by 2 centimeters, it does not make sense, right? Because as you see here, width is only 1. Even I cannot cut out a single card whose dimensions are 3 by 2. Okay, you need to be careful with this. Now, if you have understood this question, let's Do this. Okay, you have 2 minutes. And after that, we will discuss it together. Elmira. Elmira, why? It's more than that. Bring sugar with spoon. No, Elmira.
Mr. Kasim, is my answer correct or no?
No.
No.
Leila, why is it C? Why? Huh?
Um, I make it and
Did you really solve it?
yeah,
Wow, Leila's answer is correct. Why 158? Can you tell me the reason? Huh? How did you get 158?
I am 3 by 2 and 50 by 19 and be 450 and I am deleted this for 6.
Okay. Look, that's a little bit tricky question. Let me try to translate what Leila said here. Again, all right. First, let me draw our rectangle. Let me just keep it here. That's our rectangle, okay? The big one. Let me just draw this rectangle. And first, I'm just going to cut this into some smaller pieces in such a way that, as you see here, 50, right? It is divisible by 2. So first, let me just divide this by 19 in such a way that's 19. All right, this one is 50. And this side is 50. And this side is 19, right? So now from here, how about if you just divide this in this way? 50 is okay. I just cut from here, all right? From here, okay. In such a way that here, this one is, let's say it is 2. So the remaining part will be, no, not 50. Okay, 50. If it is 16, all right. This one is 3, okay? So the remaining part, it will be 16, right? Because the width of the rectangle is 19, okay? So this 16, okay. Okay, here we have 4, and this one is 15. All right, 15 centimeters. So this 50 is equal to 25 times 2. And this 15 is equal to 5 times 3, right? If I just cut into this small rectangular cards of length 3 by 2, How many I can cut from here? Since I can cut 25, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. How about width? I can cut 5 because here 15 in 15 we have 5, 3. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So altogether, how many? Here we have 5 times 125. From this part, I can cut 125 such rectangular cards. Now, if you look at the remaining part here, this one is 4, right? And the length is still, it is 50, okay? Again, actually, I just divide from here, okay? From here, this part is equal to, let's say it is equal to 2 centimeters, all right? And the remaining part, right, the remaining part will be 48. What is 48? 48 is 16 times 3. And how about 4? 4 is 2 times 2. So from this shaded region, how many cars can we cut out? 2 times 16, right? From this one, from here, I can cut, let me just write here, I can cut 16 times 2, I can cut 32. So now here I have 125 and 32 altogether 157. Now if you look at this red shaded region or purple shaded region, what is this rectangle? This rectangle is 2 by 4, right? Again, 2 by 4, I can just cut from here, I can cut one more car, right? That is 2 by 3. So altogether 125 plus 32 plus, what is it? 1, which is equal to 158. So the answer is 158. Nigar, did you understand?
Yes, I think.
Because like the problem here is how actually it is related to our daily life. Okay, sometimes you buy a material and you are going to make some kind of, let's say, business card, let's say. Okay, you cannot just cut it into small pieces and attach them to each other. We cannot do that. All right, so you need to cut in such a way that you will waste minimum amount of material. Okay, so at that time you need to use a little bit, you need to make some calculation, then you have to cut this. As you see here, this very small part here wasted, right? Even I cannot get one car from here. Okay, so the answer is 158. Maybe at home one more time, okay? So just think about this one. I'm just divided this into 4 parts. If I just do this one more time, if we are given this kind of rectangle that is 50 by what is it? 50 by 19. I just cut it into 3 parts. One is from here, another one is from here. Okay, this rectangle is, it is 50 by, it is, what is it? 50 by 15. And how about this one? This one is 48 by 4. And how about this small one? That one is, it is 48, that is 2 by 4. Right? Now, if you look at this from here, I can cut how many? 125. How about from this one? I can cut, what is it? 16 times 2. From here, I can cut 1. And that's why they are asking here, the student, can he think or can she think that we can cut in such a way that so that we will waste minimum amount of material? That is not so easy question, but when you just think and do this, you will see that that's very logical and it has application in real life. Anyway, guys, let's move to the next question. I suggest you, Elmira, Leila, Nigar, one more time at home, take a piece of paper, let's say take a scissors and try this. At the time, you'll understand. I mean, you understand more. Next question. Leila, read the question.
Mm, A train travels at the speed 90 kilometers an hour. The length of the train is 30 meters. Uh, find the time taken by the train to cross complete road for um, 5 kilometers to mile.
Okay. Nigar, did we saw a similar question before? Do you remember?
With speed, yes, but for example, with speed and length, I think no.
Okay. But do you know how to solve it? Just tell me the idea. What do you think? How do you solve this problem? How are you going to solve this problem?
Um, 1 second.
A train travels at the speed of 90 kilometers per hour. Okay, the speed of the train is given. The length of the train is 300 meters. Okay. And find the time taken by the train to pass completely through a 4.5 kilometers tunnel. Just tell me the idea. How are you going to solve this? Because if you know if you have an idea, you can do that. If you have no idea, you cannot do that.
For example, if we take speed of 90 kilometers per hour and this 4.5 kilometers of tunnel, can we divide 90 kilometers per hour for 4.5? But I'm not sure also that.
Yeah, if you divide, so then why the length of the train is given?
For example, if it is very long, the first part of a train can no.
Because here, just in real life, right? If you're just sitting, all right, and the train is passing, right?
Yeah.
So if you're just sitting here, let's say on the bench, all right, you are sitting here. Let's say Nigar is sitting here, and here we have two trains are passing, all right. This is the
Yes.
first train, and this one is the second train, okay. Which train passes faster here? Yeah, you're just looking straight, and the train is moving in this direction. Let's say this one is train 1, this one is train 2. Which passes faster?
I think train 1 because it is shorter.
Very good. So we are going to use this idea because how long does it take to pass through the tunnel? It depends on the length of the train, right? If the train is very long, it takes longer time. If it is shorter, for example, it takes shorter time. And that's why actually the length of the train is given because it is important. And also speed is important because how fast it is moving. And what is the length of the tunnel? These are really important information. That's why it's given. So we have to use them. So now, after understanding this idea, let me just tell you the idea. Then you will solve it, okay? So here, again, Nigar is sitting and reading a book, okay? And here we have a big tunnel. Let's say the length of the tunnel is, what is it? 4.5 kilometers, all right. And let's say that here, Nigar is sitting here and Layla is sitting here, all right, at two ends of the tunnel. And you have a communicating with each other, right? And you just want to calculate this, okay? So here the train is coming. This is our train. This is our train, okay? And when the train enters the tunnel, right? And Nigar just presses the timer. So the time starts counting, right? And after that, the train is moving through the tunnel. Time is passing through. And again, the train is leaving the tunnel. So when the train leaves the tunnel here, if you notice here, just entering, right? But here, leaving the tunnel. And here, Layla stops the timer here, right? So now what is the question here then? What is the question here? Let me just say that that is the head of the train, right? So the question is, number one, what is the distance covered by the head of the train? So the distance covered by the head of the train is, let me change the color. It is this distance, right? It is this distance. And here, this one is the head of the train. So what is it? It is the length of the tunnel plus the length of the train. And what is the length of the train? 300 meters. 300 meters is equal to 0.3 kilometers. So that's equal to 0.0 kilometers. And do we know the speed? Yes, the speed is 90, is not changing. So now what is the time then? Time is equal to simply distance over speed. Leila is saying B. Really? Are you sure? Elmira, your answer C to question 15 or question 14?
15.
15. Let's wait for Nigar. Nigar, what's your answer to this question?
So 1 second.
1 second. 1. Okay. What's your answer?
Um, I think D.
You think. No, don't say you think. Calculate it and tell me your answer.
Okay.
Yes, Nigar. Still not 1 second. We are waiting for you. Any answer? Nigar says that G or D. Leila says D. Elmira says C. Okay, let's see whose answer is correct. As you see here, distance in kilometers per hour, and I mean distance in kilometers, speed is in what is it? Kilometers per hour. When I look at the screen close, you know, my eyes get tired so quickly. Let's protect our eyes from the screen. We're looking at screen. This says a lot. Teaching Oriel class online. Anyway, here the distance. Now we know the distance. What is the distance? 4.5 plus 0.3. That's equal to 4.8 kilometers. And how about the speed? Speed is 90 kilometers per hour. So that is 90. So here the unit is hour, right? Here we have unit is hour. So I am going to change this into minutes. How to change this into minutes? We have to multiply by 60 minutes because 1 hour equals 60 minutes. Now these two cancels each other, and by 3 it is 2, by 3 it is 3, by 3 it is 2, right? And 4.8 is divided by 3, it is 1.6. 1.6 times 2, that's equal to 3.2 minutes, which is equal to 3 minutes. And how about 0.2 minutes? 0.2 minutes is 0.2 times 60 seconds, which is equal to 3 minutes. And that one is 2, that's equal to 12 seconds. So what is the answer? The answer is C. Nigar, how did you get D? Leila, how did you get D? How did you get 20 seconds? Elmira, did you solve it like this or different way? How did it convert minutes into seconds?
No, I just solve in different way.
How? How did you solve it?
Mm, First, I like change like 90 kilometer an hour into kilometer over minutes and get a 1.5 kilometer over minutes, and then I get like 4.5 like mm,
Okay. That's also okay. You can change kilometer per hour into meter per minute, okay, or meter per second even. And after that, you can divide this. Anyway, the idea is in this kind of question, you need to actually find the total distance traveled by the head of the train, and that is the length of the tunnel plus the length of the train, and divided by the speed. Then we can find the time. How long does it take to pass through the tunnel for the train completely? Okay, let's move to the next question. Elmira, read the question.
product of two numbers is 1000. Neither of the two numbers has 10 as a factor. Find the difference of these two numbers.
Okay. Very easy question, girls. You have 1.5 minutes. Okay. The question is find the difference of these numbers, right, Elmira?
Um,
Also in Sasmo exam day, you need to read the questions at least twice. And also when you get the answer one more time, look at the question. What was asked? Okay. Because in Sasmo, if you do not answer correctly, you will not get any points. Yes, Leila, Nigar still solving. Leila, Elmira. Nigar, how about you?
Yes, now I'm not just repeating, as one second.
How are you solving, Nigar?
Mm, how can I explain it?
Did
One
you find
second.
the prime factorization of 1000? Actually, what is it? It says the product of two numbers, right? So 1000, we know that we can write it as 8 times 125, which is equal to 2 cubed times 5 cubed, right? At the time, the only way that each product is not a multiple of 10 is it must be the power of 2, and the second one must be a power of 5. Otherwise, all other products, one of them at least, it is divisible. I mean, even if you just write 1000 as a product of two numbers in any different way, one of them at least will be a factor of 10. So at the time, the first factor is, what is it? It is 8. The second one is 125. And the question is asking the difference, so that is 125 minus 8. That's equal to 117. Now, if I ask you, for example, let's say instead of 1000, all right, how about if we have here 10,000, right? 10,000, again, in the similar way, we have four zeros here. I can write it as 2 to the power of 4 times 5 to the power of 4. So those numbers are 2 to the power of 4, 16, and 5 to the power of 4, that's 6 to 5. And how about if we have, for example, 100,000? So that is again 2 to the power of 5 times 5 to the power of 5. Okay, so if you just multiply them, again, here we have 32, 5 to the power of 5, that is 3025. And you can find their differences. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Next question. Elmira, read the question. Elmira, can you hear me? All right, I think. Elmira. Okay. Nigar, you read the question. Okay. So given that 4 factorial means
Uh,
4 times 3 times 2 times 1, that's equal to 24. Find the number of consecutive zeros at the end of 14 factorial. Okay, first thing, give a try, and after that, let's discuss after 2 minutes, okay? Find the number of consecutive zeros at the end of 14 factorial.
Mr. Qasim, I leave the voicing because I can't hear you again.
Yeah, I admit it. Sometimes you have internet connection problem. I understand. It's okay, Elmira. Now we are solving question
Thank you.
17. So we know what is factorial, right? Factorial means the product of, n factorial means the product of the first n natural numbers. So if you just multiply the first 14 natural numbers, how many zeros will there be? Consecutive zeros at the end of this product. Leila, are you solving?
No.
Yes or no? Nigar, how about you?
continue with this consecutive periods and factorial 14.
Say again, Nigar. Are you asking a question or you're answering?
No, I'm thinking about consecutive theorems at the end of factorial 14.
Did you understand the question?
Yes.
Then why so easy? What kind of numbers? If you multiply, what numbers actually the last digit will be zero. The only if you multiply 2 and 5, right? Because if you multiply any other two numbers, any other two digits, the last digit will not be zero. Like 3 times 5, the last digit is 15, 5. And 4 times 6, for example, the last digit is 4. So the only way for the number to have zero at the end of, I mean, the last digit, for a number to have zero as its last digit, actually there must be 2 and 5 in it as its factors. I mean, if you just write like 14 factorial, for example, here I have 14 times 13 times 12 times 11 times 10 times, here we have 5 times, and here we have 1. Okay. So the only way to have zero is we need to count the number of fives, because we have a lot of enough twos, but to have 10, right, we need to multiply 2 by 5. So the question is, until 14, how many multiples of 5 do we have? So how many multiples of 5 do we have until 14? That is 5. And that is 10. In 10, we have 1 5. And we have 15. No, only 2, right? So that means that if you just multiply all of these numbers, at the end of this number, there will be only 2 zeros. Because here 1 times 2, if you multiply this 5 and 2, that is 10. And we have already 10 here. Can I make any other 10? I cannot. Why? We don't have any other 5. In tens 5, we have already used. This 5 already used. Can you show me any two numbers so that their product is the multiple of 10? We don't have any other two numbers. Elmira, did you understand?
I think yes.
If yes, now I ask a question, okay? The same question. How about instead of 14 factorial? If I ask you 26 factorial, how many consecutive zeros are there at the end of 26 factorial? You have 1.5 minutes. Very easy question. Time starts now. Can I have cold water, please? Cold water. Yes, cold water. Okay. Oh, Nigar, Leila, Elmira, still no answer. Why? Just you need to count the number of fives here, right? Because just here we have 5 and 10
Mr.
and
Kasim, I
15
sent
and 20
you
and
may answer.
25. Elmira, 3. No. Leila, 2015. What does it mean? Leila, it says how many zeros, right? If we multiply these numbers at the end of the multiplication, how many zeros will there be? That's a question. And the Nigar says 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nigar, can you explain why 6? Very quickly. How did you get 6?
I did how you did it, the 26 multiply for 25 and another numbers, and then how can I say, I circled 10, 5, 2, and 25, 20, 15, and 12. Yes, and 12, and 6. I
So
don't know.
simply, Nigar, you are just counting the number of fives, right? If you just look at the multiples of 5 until 26, the multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. In 5, how many 5s do we have? Only 1. So if I just combine with 2, 2 times 5, it produces 1, 0. In 10, it's already we have 1, 5. That's why 2 times 5 is 10. We have 1, 0. That means that if you multiply a number by 10, also it adds 1 more 0. In 15, we have also 1, 5, right? If I multiply 15, for example, by 2, it is 30. So the last digit will give us 1, 0. 20 also we have 1, 5. That's why if you multiply 20 by any number except for 5, for example, the last digit will be only 1, 0. How about 25? In 25, we have 2 5s because 25 is equal to 5 times 5. If I multiply this 5 by 2, if I multiply this 5 by 2, so actually they give us 2 zeros. So how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So altogether, there will be 6 consecutive zeros at the end of this multiplication. Elmira, did you understand? A little bit more?
Yes.
If yes, the last question, okay, the last question. How about, for example, 126 factorial? How many zeros are there at the end of 126 factorial? Layla 26. Elmira 28. Nigar 30. So
I'm
which
not.
one is correct?
No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure in 30. It is or 29 and 30. I don't know.
Why are you always not sure, Nigar? Why?
No, I sure, but in the end I forgot the number of this.
Nigar, your answer is the closest, but you're just missing one actually here. You know why?
Why?
Because here we have in, let me just write in blue, in 125, how many fives do we have here? 3. 5 times 5 times 5. So at that time it will be 31,
Oh, I did it as a too far.
right? Okay, so now again, once again, okay, the method is very simple, but usually in most math Olympiads they ask this question. Okay, and that is very classic question. First, we have to count the multiples of 5 that has one fives, right? What are these? Actually, here we have 5, 10, 15, and continue until 125. How many fives do we have here? 125 is 25 times 5. So here we have 25 fives. Now I will just separate actually the numbers which has two fives. Those numbers are multiples of 25, right? They are 25, 50, 75, and what is it? 100. And here we have 125. In 25, right, we have two fives. So here we have one more extra one. And 2 times 25, that's why we have one extra. And also here 25 times 3, one extra. And so also here we have two zeros. But here 125, that's equal to 5 times 5 times 5. Because we have more than, we have two, I mean, the number of twos here is more than fives. So we have enough twos to produce tens. That's why we're just counting only fives. If you multiply this by 8, for example, we know that it will be 1,000, right? Which means that at the end of this multiplication, there will be 3 zeros. So here we have how many extra? We have 2. So altogether then 25 plus 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 2, it is 6. So that's equal to, there will be 31 zeros. Okay, Leila. Almira, is it clear? Okay,
I think yes.
good. Let's move to the next question. Almira, read the question.
Cherry drives 2,000 kilometers during a trip. He rotates the tires, four tires on the car and one spare tire, so that each tire has been used for the same distance at the end of the trip. How many kilometers does he drive?
Almira, read a bit louder. Jerry drives 2,000 kilometers during a trip. He rotates the tires, four tires on the car and one spare tire. Leila, you know what is tire? Nigar, what is a tire? Huh? Nigar, what is a tire?
I don't know.
Really?
No, is it from the cars? This how can I explain it? Circle from.
It's like part of
Yes, yes.
car.
Okay. Yes,
Колесо.
just give me minutes.
Was they from
I
wheel?
translate This is for Russian China.
Okay.
It is for real, yes.
Okay, I'm just coming back. Just a minute. Okay, last time also I want to put this. Okay, the students, they want to know what is a tire. Okay. So the question is a beautiful question, nice question, and that is very popular question. Usually it is asked in math Olympiads. Okay. Elmira, did you understand the question? Nigar, did you understand the question?
I think yes.
You think yes. Are you sure?
Uh, yeah.
Leila, how about you? Did you understand the question? Okay. Maybe you are a bit young now, but in the future, if you drive a car, at that time you understand this problem. If you are going to have a journey, right? For example, let's say from Baku, you are going to visit your, let's say, relatives. They are like 2,000 kilometers away from your city. But usually we always keep one extra tire in our car, right? We don't know on the way something happens to the tire, so immediately we can change it, right? Otherwise, if one tire has a problem, let's say, we cannot move. That's why every time we just keep one spare tire at the back of the car. So the question is, here, that is our distance. You're going to travel that 1,000, 2,000 kilometers. Okay. It says that he rotates the tires, 4 tires on the car and 1 spare tire, so that each tire has been used for the same distance. Each car has been used for the same distance at the end of the trip. How many kilometers are covered by each tire? Okay, with 1 tire, for example, let's say, since we have 5 tires, so that's a math question. Let me just number these tires. We have 5 tires, right? Let's say this tire 1 and tire 2 and tire 3 and tire 4, tire 5. At one time, we can use only 4 tires, right? What time is it? Oh my gosh, let's finish this question. So one time, let's suppose that I will use here 4 tires here, okay? That is tire 1, tire 2, tire 3, and tire 4. And this tire 5, it is a spare one. I'm not using this. So I will just travel some distance here, and after that, I will change it. I will change number 5 with number 1. So number 1 is spare one here. So now here I'm using 5, 2, 3, and 4. I will travel a little bit, okay? And after that, now I will change the second tire. It means that rotating means this. So now I will change tire 1 with tire 2. So this 2 will be at the back now. So here we have 2. Now I have here 5, 1, 3, 4. I travel again a little bit. Now I will change the spare tire with number 3. So here we have 5, 1, 2, 4. Now here the spare tire is 3. I will travel a little bit again. Now I will change the last tire. So here we have 4 will be the spare tire. And here we have 5, 1, 2, 3. And after that, I will just travel some more time, and already I arrive at my destination. When I arrive at my destination, I don't have to change the tires anymore. So now if you notice here, for example, Elmira, if you look number 4, for example, how many times is number 4 used? It's used here, it's used here, it's used here, and it's used here, right? Only 4 times it's used. So how about number 1? Number 1 also the same, 4 times. Every tire is for 4 intervals. So actually I just divided here 2,000 by 5 intervals, right? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. What is the length of one interval? The length of one interval is 2,000 is divided by 5. That's equal to 400, right? Actually, 1 tire is used for how many intervals? 4 intervals, right? So with 1 tire, actually, we travel how many kilometers? 1,600 kilometers. As I say here, the question how many kilometers are covered by each tire? By each tire, we traveled 1,600 kilometers. Okay. So simply, what is the moral of the story? That means that we have used each tire for the equal distances, right? So that no any tire is damaged more than any other tire. Okay, Elmira, Leila, Nigar, did you understand the point?
Yes.
Okay, I hope so. Okay, Nigar, Leila, Elmira, let me stop here. Okay, we have 7 more questions. As you know, questions after 16, they are a little bit harder question, especially the last 5 questions, the most challenging questions. So try to practice these questions. If possible, next time, for the next class, come with some questions. I always expected actually when you can improve, I mean, your math, for example, you should come with questions. Coming with questions means that you are studying, you are practicing problems, okay? When you solve the problem, then you have the question. Why is it so? Why is it so? Why is it so? Okay. Okay, Nigar, Leila, Elmira, I would like to say goodbye to you. Have a nice weekend. If you need questions to practice, let me know. Okay, if you ask, I will just drop this in our WhatsApp group for practicing. Okay, thank you very
Okay.
much, girls. See
Thank
you
you.
next Monday. Okay,
Thank you for
Thank you.
okay.
listening.
Bye.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye bye, Mr. Kevin.
Bye bye, Leila.
Bye.